It's good. Good to have a nice ratings and. Sounds good.
looks a little weak. He's not. We talked about, he did not have the flu. Actually, I did not have the flu.
No, I did have the flu.
I know, we didn't put TikTok
Yeah.
for the shoes.
All right, so,
I'm working all week.
I don't know if you guys, those of you guys, got to go to bowl this week. I hope that was an enjoyable experience. Unfortunately, for me, I missed out. I've been in bed for the last 4 days with the flu. But I have no fever. I'm not contagious. I do feel better. I'm on the mend and just in time to, be ready for team meeting. So, like I said, I hope Bold and Tuesday was great, that you all got a lot out of it. One of the things that I want to make sure that we talk about in team meetings, that is very important to me is that you all walk away with some value. Okay, that when you come into team meeting, there's something for your personal life or your business that you take away and you can implement. So we are going to do some real live time coaching, similar to what you do in a bowl room right now. So this is an activity that I've done in the past. I've done within my first 6 months of being at Keller Williams. I've done it multiple iterations throughout. I got to do it at Coaching Skills Camp about a month or so ago, and we're going to do it live in the room today. So what I want you to do is I want you to draw 7 circles on that blank piece of paper in front of you. So if you need pens, we got pens right up here. Okay, if you need a pen or a pencil or whatever.
So one big circle's and 7 around it.
Yeah, so one circle in the middle and then 7 circles around it. Okay, so I'm gonna write this out in front of us a little more. Let me get this front and center. Okay. And these are the 7 circles of living a balanced life. Okay. And so what I'm gonna do for us, because we're all entrepreneurs and we all move at the speed of light in our personal life and in business, I'm going to break down these circles for us. If I can compartmentalize your life into 7 things, we're gonna do this. Okay? Spiritual circle at the top. Okay, for some of us, that is the most important thing. For many of us, it's the most important thing. For some of it might be a gap. But we've got a spiritual circle. And then the next one, physical health. Then on the next one, we've got personal. Key relationships. Your job. Your business. And if you think those are the same, they're not. Finances. And then the circle in the middle, I want you to leave blank. Okay? All right. So what we're gonna do an activity where we're going to be, for the next 30 seconds to a minute, really transparently honest with ourselves on a scale of 1 to 10, how we would rank these in our life. How would you rank your spiritual life? 1 being pretty much non-existent, 10 being I've never been closer to God, right? Physical health. I'm in peak physical performance, right? I'm at a 10. Or, man, I really need to work on that. So I want you to walk through each circle and I want you to grade yourself and your life on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay?
What's the difference between job and business?
I'll explain it. Okay, let me go ahead and that good point. Okay, your job, okay, your business is real estate, right? But what your job isn't the same. So actually for you, you're a rainmaker on a team. Your job is not the same as the admin. So how you show up for your business is your job. Right? So your business encompasses everything. Your job is what you're responsible for. Not what you delegate. Your job is what you are singularly responsible for. What can Sheridan do and Sheridan alone do? What can Hallie and only Hallie do? What can Krista and only Krista do? Right? There are parts of your business, right, that you're responsible for, but aren't your job. You might have hired that out or delegated it out. Does that make sense? So your job and your business, those are two different things. Your business encompasses your job. It's more than just your job. It's all of it. Okay? So let's take time, and as soon as I see everybody's eyeballs, we'll go ahead and get rolling on what's next.
Is personal just like how you feel about your overall life?
Yeah, your personal life. Right? So,
What about more personal?
well, then put one over the zero.
There you go.
Yeah, no judgment, but if you're struggling with what's personal, maybe that's a lower score. And for some of you, business you might not have a business, you might just have a job. Right? All right. Are we all done?
No.
Okay. Still working, still thinking. And as soon as we're done with this, we're gonna do some live role play. Okay, so I'm gonna sit up front here at this table with a brave soul. We're gonna go through it. All right. Raise your hand if you're still working. Okay. Got a couple. In the meantime, while we're waiting, somewhere in the middle or somewhere on the paper, I want you to write that question right there in the middle. What is the one thing I can do such by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Okay, what is the one thing I can do such by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? And the goal here is if we can answer that question for these 7 areas of our life, we will get ultimate clarity. And what happens when we have clarity? No. Clarity is power. We get focus. We get an action plan. Right? All right. Who wants to come up here and walk through their 7 circles with it? All right, actually, come on up. And we're going to do some real time coaching.
Okay.
And so the reason why I like doing this and why I want to do this in the context of the team meeting is because I want you all to see the value of coaching, the value of consulting. Does anybody in here know an Olympian who doesn't have a coach? Anybody know an Olympic athlete that's won a medal that doesn't have a coach? LeBron have a coach? Tom Brady have coaches? Serena Williams have a coach? The peak performers across sports, and what I want to educate you on across really all industries, they have somebody in their corner coaching, have somebody in their corner consulting with them, asking hard questions, talking to them about their personal life and their business life. How do we level up? What do we need to change? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? And so what we'll do, and actually I actually do this on a bi-weekly basis, is we sit down and we talk. We talk about her personal life and we talk about her business. And the best part of that for me is that at the end of the day, and I think Ashley agrees with me on this, it helps. It helps on the business and it helps on the personal side, right? And so what I would tell you is, we're gonna model this, and if you don't have this in your world, you don't really know what you're missing until you see it, until you experience it. Does that make sense? All right, so let's talk. All right, pick out any one of your circles, and I want you to tell me the score and why it's scored that way.
Okay, I'll start with the lowest,
Okay.
where I feel like I need the most improvement is my job within my business,
Okay,
and I gave it a 5.
why did you give it a 5?
Cause I feel like there's a lot of improving I could do there. My job is the team leader, it is to be like inspiring, to be coaching, to be accountable for myself, and I struggle with accountability. So how I always feel like if I can't hold myself accountable, how am I gonna hold my team accountable, and how is that showing up, what does that look like in their perspective? And I just want to be better at that, I'm gonna be more consistent with my time blocking and calling, like if I'm asking my agents to call people, then I wanna be doing that too. You know, at least to maybe a lesser degree, but at least be doing it, so I know what it's like the Southwest CEO would, I think I read something that he like changed the trash, you know, and he would like clean the bathroom, like, that's always the leader that I aspired to be, was the person that would do or could do anything and everything for every other role. We're gonna be living.
So you scored yourself the lowest on your job, and can we agree that your job is your responsibility? Can anybody else do your job but you? Okay, so you scored your lowest on the thing that you seem to have the most control or input in, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's important that you self-assess and that you take stock of where you're at in that piece of your life? Why do you think it's so important?
For me to self-assess?
Yeah, for you to have the awareness, that this is where I'm at in my job,
Well, I feel like all of these are up to my responsibility,
okay?
you know, not just my job, like my personal health, no one's gonna make me.
That's true.
You know, and like my finances, like, that's none of y'all can mess with that, like, that's on me. You know, that's on me, so I feel like they're all
Sure.
our responsibility equally. Almost, but I feel like it's important to be aware in everything we do, because self-awareness is like the first step to achieving anything, especially if you're wanting to change.
So you scored a 5. And because I know if everybody were to change their scores on what they scored to where they wanted it, we would all put 10, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Right? So let's say you're at 5 right now in your job, and over the next month. You think you can improve that number, where would that be? You would go from
Well,
5 to what?
I feel like I will, and I am going from 5 to hopefully an 8 or a 9 by doing bold and actually participating. Because there's accountability there, like I signed up for bold before and I never showed up, okay, so don't do that. And like, you gotta show up, you gotta be accountable, and like that's gotta be intrinsic, like that's gotta come from me to a certain degree. But that's why it's good to have coaches who also hold us accountable and like know that people are counting on you and depending on you, like my daughter. So I feel like the time blocking is gonna be a big game changer. I was just talking to you about it, for helping me to be better at my job. Like, so I'm gonna be making the calls, like I made them yesterday. I'm gonna fit them in, even if it's 30 minutes. And I message 5 people on social media and I send out a few texts and make a couple of calls. Like, some is better than none, and I just wouldn't do it ever for months. And so I hope to build these good habits and work in my time blocking to make those calls. And also showing up and being super consistent with all of our team stuff. We're doing a team retreat, you know, we're doing our meetings regularly, and like, I think all of that's like really important. And like give back to the team by doing the retreat, and I think that makes me do better at my job than I am now. You know?
Yeah. I think that's great, so you talk about being at a 5 in your job. And you just talked about how doing certain things, time blocking, the retreat with the team, showing up for the team.
Yeah.
Doing certain things clearly within your control will take you from the 5 to an 8.
Yeah.
But right now, as of today, you've rated yourself a 5. So if you were to be really transparent with yourself, even with the room. What are the gaps keeping you from today rating yourself as that 8?
Okay, y'all don't even have time, but I feel like part of it is because it's probably like a lot of excuses, right, and need unpacking. I feel like there is, I have a lot going on, I'm still recovering from an 8-hour surgery where I was under anesthesia, and I feel like physically, you know what I mean, like I'm healing from that, and like I'm exhausted. Like I didn't really realize, like, you know, I really am, like more so than usual. I'm like, oh, well, you know, I did just have a surgery a little less than 2 months ago. So maybe that's why, and I feel a little pressure, like, oh, I should be able to do all this, but maybe not, like, and that's okay. You know, so maybe that's why I just cannot get out of bed in the morning, no matter how long I sleep. I don't sleep very well, I've worked on my sleep quality for years, and I know that that is crucial to how we feel in the morning, our energy level, I really struggle with my energy level. But my dad is like 65 and he's like, well, I get 4 hours of sleep every night and I feel fine. And I'm like, well, good for you, Dad. Like, I don't know why I'm feeling so bad. I feel so crappy. But it's something I did recently and I played Tatiana, we're like close every day and I've seen a little bit of a change in me. She probably would agree. But I just decided I was gonna stop saying, I'm so tired. Like, I'm dead. I'm exhausted. Like, I'm just gonna stop saying it. And maybe I'm still thinking it, maybe I'm feeling it, but I'm gonna be like, so I was starting an affirmation for both, and it's like, my name is Ashley Spencer, and I am so energized. My name is Ashley Spencer, and I am full of life, and my name is Ashley Spencer, and I have the body of my dreams, and my name is Ashley Spencer, and I'm so healthy, and I'm happy, and I'm a great leader, and I'm a great mom, and my business is thriving, and so successful, and I have more money than I could ever do with it. And I'm saying it out loud in my car alone after I drop Ella off. And that really makes a difference. So even if I am tired, I'm trying to conquer it by watching what I'm saying out loud and changing my thoughts and saying the exact opposite out loud to combat that.
So I think we've identified some gaps, and I think one of the things you talked about was energy,
Yeah,
time blocking. Physical health.
Yeah.
Recovery. And then also, there's just got a lot going on, we're busy,
Mhm.
right?
like all of us,
There-
like
there's
we all
just-
are.
There's just the fact that we are busy in life, right? So we've talked about boundaries
Mhm.
and checkpoints.
Mhm.
So talk to me about maybe a couple of the things you're doing to reset or decompress. Going from different spots.
Well, and I feel like time blocking really is kind of like a foundation for everything, because Joseph had suggested that when I go home, like I can be really hateful to my mom and my daughter, who are generally the people who are living with me most of the time. My daughter's always with me. I mean, what 38-year-old wants their mom living in their house with them, right? But like, she helps with my daughter, but I just take everything out on her, and I hate that. Like, she's not gonna be here one day, and I'm the best mom in the world, so I'd like to show that to her and let her feel that instead of being like, and she forgives me because she knows who I am and like she knows how I am. But it's like, one thing I can do to maybe stop that is like stop in my car, in my garage, and like look in the rearview mirror and be like, okay, Ashley, you are a mom and a daughter now. Like, I'm not a boss, I'm not a realtor, I'm not a buyer's agent, I'm not a listing agent. Yes, all that is still happening. That will all be there for me to pick back up whenever I'm not being a mom. You know, and I'm just like so ready to like try to make those changes, whereas before I felt like I couldn't, and I had to work 24/7, and I owed it to my family, and I was doing something big for them. When ultimately, like they don't care about that. Like, my daughter's gonna grow up and look back and like not know who I am. She's like not gonna know me. We're not gonna have we're not gonna have a relationship. You know, so just stopping and saying what you wanna be and who you wanna be right then without being present. You know, so, and even if I come in and it's like, I do it and I get a call, I get incredible, okay, maybe go in the bathroom. And look in the mirror and just take a break and take a moment, you know, we owe it to ourselves. And I just think looking in the mirror and saying it, like, who you wanna be right in that moment, you know?
That's good. And what's funny is we're up here, and those aren't bad tears, by the way.
Yeah,
Like, Ashley's done the work here,
I'm very emotional.
and
No, this was beautiful.
and what I can tell you is, this is what changes lives, right? Like, I have to personally, and Ashley has to personally. We have to decompress from the day we've had. So if it means for 2 or 5 minutes in the car in the driveway. That we decompress from the workday, from all the things that were important at work. And all the people that are relying on us there, that when I open the door into my house. Guess who I get to be? I get to be daddy. I get to receive my kids without being on the phone, with both arms. And what I talked to Ashley about is I do the thing where I decompress in the driveway. I hug my kids and my wife when I get home. And then I go to the bathroom for no other reason that I'm gonna look myself in the mirror. And it's another checkpoint. It's a reminder of who I am. It's a reminder of I'm now at home. And I'm husband and father. And not the work stuff isn't important, because it is. It's what allowed me to put the roof over my family's head, right? It's gonna provide the food that we're gonna eat. But at the end of the day, if we're not thinking about these circles. Then guess what we don't do? We don't think about the circles,
So no change,
right?
no awareness.
And what I love about it is you came in today and you came to my office and you started talking to me about. Spending the extra time you did last night and this morning for Ellis Costin.
Something I've not done for like 4 or 5 years.
And here's the reality, this is why this is so important. It's because you're more than just somebody who runs a real estate business. You're more than a real estate agent, you're more than what you do. We're talking about who you are across all areas of your life, and the reason why this coaching is so important, the reason why we have these conversations, why we pause. Is because what we do is important, and it is life-changing on the work side. But if we're out making everyone else's dreams come true. And we're not who we wanna be. Not just for our families, but for ourselves. Well, then guess what? We're never gonna be fulfilled. And then your business will reflect that. And then your business will go down. And then you're gonna grind even harder to get back to whatever you were trying to do in the first place. Then you're gonna get burned out.
It's like quicksand,
And so
you just keep drowning.
the reason why this is so important is because it gives us some clarity, it gives us some focus. And I want you to think about that question, right? What is the one thing, right? I can do such that by doing it, everything else will either be easier or unnecessary. And then think about that for each circle in your life. All right, and make sure you've got boundaries and checkpoints. Was this helpful?
There.
Okay, that's actually all I've got. Thank you so much, Ashley. By the way, it takes a lot of energy and it takes a lot out of you to be that courageous in front of a room full of your peers and that vulnerable. And what I'm gonna tell you is this is life or death. Right? Your business might not be, but your life is. Okay? And what I can promise you is, if we're not thinking about these things, you will not work on these things. And would we agree that these 7 quadrants these 7 circles are all important? Would we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I've got. I know that we plan on having a shorter team meeting. So I don't know what we've got. We've got a couple more slides, it looks like. This is next week in the Market Center. I'm glad I'm up here because I'll explain to you what the 9 a.m. Zoom on Monday is. So what I'm going to start doing every Monday at 9 a.m. It's going to be a check-in. It's going to be checking the pulse on the Market Center, the agents, and really the market. We're going to call it a Market of the Moment Zoom. It'll be the same link that you all are used to that shows up on the calendar, okay? I will send one out. But this Market of the Moment Zoom is going to be important because it's going to allow us for 30 minutes to check in as an office. We can talk inventory, we can talk about what's going on in the market that's important that you need to know about. It might be contract related, it might be forms related. Shoot, I'm happy to get on this Zoom on Mondays at 9 and answer any kind of questions you have. Like, hey, Joseph, I had this experience over the weekend. Would love to know your thoughts. Generally, I can answer those questions. Now, if it requires that I need Bo, well, guess what? We'll get Bo on the horn, right? But this Market of the Moment Zoom is going to be a 30-minute Zoom every Monday morning for us to check the pulse on each other and the market. Okay, I would encourage you to make time for it. We will have an agenda, and you all will help me craft that agenda the more we do this. Okay, we'll get rid of it. Dominic got rid of Alexis and Lexi, consistency with your database. That's going to be a good one with Trisha Wiederman. Tuesday on Goal, 5:30 p.m. Learn and share hour. Shonda, this is for newer agents. Can you give a quick blurb on the plan for Tuesday at 5:30?
Well, it's not just for new agents, it's for all agents. We'll talk about wins and losses and kind of brainstorm through how we can help one another. So the agents with some time under their belt, you'd be extremely welcome and beneficial to the group for the new agents. So that they can hear what you think about some of the trials and tribulations that you've had and how to overcome them. So we're just gonna learn and share together we're gonna do it the second Tuesday of each month going forward. We'll do it this Tuesday at 5:30, but we'll be doing it 5:30, so the dual agent folks can join us. So it's open to everyone.
That's awesome. Thank you, Sean, for hosting that. Wednesday at 10 a.m. intro to real estate, TikTok and Instagram with Howie Kerr. That's gonna be something you don't wanna miss. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Social media is not, it's not an option to not do it anymore. If you're in real estate, you have to have some sort of social media presence. Now, if you're the one handling it, that's a different story, but you have to have something or you will get lost. Okay? Value Squared with me. I don't know who Johnson is, but I will be there. From 1 to 3 p.m. CMA and PBA literacy. Dustin Warren Thursday team meeting, 1 p.m. Committee kicks off with Lexi. We've got a culture committee meeting next Thursday at 3. And this Saturday actually
Correct.
is our fall finish. So don't forget it. Cheech and Chong will be there. I will be there. I'm really excited about this. It's going to be a fun time. Market Center is going to be full of people. We're going to have fun. We're going to dance. We're not gonna have to be worrying about real estate. Your open houses will be done. Contracts can wait for 2 hours. Come on to the dance floor or not, just hang out.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not a dancer, by the way, but I will be here and I will probably dance.
That surprises me.
Why?
It's not dancing.
Oh, I will take this, my senior year of high school, I did take a ballroom dance class. With a girl I had a crush on.
That's the only reason.
And that was the reason.
That was the reason it works. So, what I'm gonna tell you is, Pi Day is coming up. Alright, stand for instructions, it's November 26th at 1 p.m. Alright? Is that it? I think that's it. Lexi, do we have some winners?
Yes, who wants to run winners?
Alright, we got some winners for chili and for the costume.
All right, so the winner for your costume party will be Cheech and Chong.
You got anything to share with the group? On winning?
All up there.
He's too hot to tell us.
Yeah. I thought you were meeting the smoke.
That's right.
Alright,
It's chili number 1.
the winning.
No, Mom here.
Give it up for chocolate and Cheech and Chong.
Emery is sick and she doesn't want to come in here and get you guys sick, so we are gonna draw for the November basket. And then this is the, the October basket, this is the November basket. So anybody who puts an order in with Trifecta Title will get their name in a drawing to win this basket. So any questions about how you do that, or if you need help, or any questions about Trifecta, please go to Anne Marie. But we are gonna let this click and roll and we will pick a winner. Rose there for a second. Trifecta, as like profit share, is a local and in-house. You guys have her as a resource here in the office, so please use Trifecta. At least give her an opportunity to earn your business at the very least.
Alright, thank you all. Have a happy Halloween. Thank you all for being here.
All right.
Cheech and Chong. So good. You should be allowed to share music.